Here we go. Let's also switch the colors. So we are going to have red for Villese. We're going to have blue for dogao. As a matter of fact, we are going to switch this as well, the names. There we are. And for game number 1, then, it's gonna be on Frigid Lake. We have Berbers for Villese, and the Gaos got Byzantines. From the get-go, Villese is already starting to put some pressure. He's got the scout forward, trying to get a villager on the gold mine. It's probably not going to happen. Instead, he's going to go after the waller, but it's not going to happen either, as dogao already has defensive spearmen over there. There we go. In addition to that, taking a look at Villese's base, he does have a stable and an archer range, so he's been going for scouts. This is the 3rd scout that he's got. And he's gonna start making a play for archers right now, and he's got fletching as well. Going for fletching is really good, but not only for archers, but also for the potential of navy. And as you can see, he's the only player going for a dog currently. The guy, despite the fact that he's playing Byzantines, he's got 25% faster attacking fire line units, right? Fire line ships. He's not really taking advantage of it. He's not really going for much in terms of navy at all. And that's something that Villese can take advantage of in order to get ahead in economy. So this is already the 5th out of 6 series that we have for the day. Whatever happens over here is going to define who moves on to the decider matches, and that's going to be played tomorrow, or who moves on to the quarterfinals already. So tomorrow we are going to have the deciders, and we are going to have also, let's see. Beautiful. We're gonna have the deciders, and we're gonna have the winner matchups. The elimination matchups as well. Which games are worth going back to watch on bots? Oh man, I guess I would. Let me see. Leary versus Daniel. That was good. Leary versus Daniel was good. Then we have Yo versus Valas. That one was probably not so much. Hera versus Ito. Hera versus Ito, not so much, I would say. Tata versus ACCM was good. Yeah, I would say Leary versus Daniel, Tata versus ACCM. And Mr. Yo versus Valas. I think that was actually a little bit better than I remember, to be fair. But yeah. There's a lot to catch up to as well. If you're not watching live, for sure. And if you're watching this on YouTube, of course, you definitely want to catch this live. The whole atmosphere, the whole feeling around is so much better, I would say, compared to bots. So different. But anyway. So far, pretty good defense for Villese. He's not really taking too much damage over there as well. Never mind. He does not losing a scout. May actually choose scouts. He takes an archer down, and the spearmen eventually are going down to the archer for sure. Now the game stabilizes. Both players have the means to get to the next stage, but the Gaos got Villese beat by a little bit. It's a difference of about 40 seconds actually, like exactly 40 seconds earlier. The Gaos get into the castle age compared to Villese. And despite the fact that Villese did go for the dock over here, he does not have any fishing ships. He's got now a fishing ship on the way. He canceled the galley, the fire galley, once he realized that the god did not really have any docks forward, which I love to see. So it seems Villese is going to end up getting full water control, and very important for him to start going for fishing ships so that he starts taking advantage of that and getting ahead in the economy. Meanwhile, dogao, on the other hand, well, not so much. He's gonna be relying mostly and solely actually on land units, and that is 8 archers. We have 9 archers, as a matter of fact. I thought it was going to be about 8 per archer range, but that was not actually the case. So he's got 9 total. He's going for a few more. Now he's producing from both archer ranges at the same time, so it shouldn't take too long before his army goes up in numbers significantly as well, compared to how long it was for him to start producing the archers. Villese instead, he's got scale, bard, and armor, and I wouldn't be surprised to see an extra stable come up, and he does have the second stable already on the way. Here we are. The Gao's got the Crossman upgrade and Balkinaro upgrade's coming in and it's open! Villese knew because he was going for the houses like this towards the TC. Yeah, he knew, and guess what? The Gao's gonna try and break through over here. Doesn't seem like he'll be able to do so, or at the very least not without Villese being able to react over here. Villese is gonna have to go for, yes, extra houses. And that's basically going to put a stop to the Gao's push, as the Gao knows it's futile for him to like do anything over here, right? Plus the fact that Villese pulled the villagers away from the TC when the Gao was not pushing anymore, and the Gao recognized that, went after the villagers, and ended up getting a few over there. Meanwhile, up in the north, extra crosses are coming in from the Gao, but Villese's got a demolition raft over there. The knights are coming in, and Villese should be able to clean this up. Yes, he will. There we go. Beautiful. Beautiful unit control from the Gao, and even though he ended up getting cleaned up, Villese doesn't really have too many units left to work with himself anyway, so it's not like the Gao is on the back foot all of a sudden because of losing the crossbows he sent forward first. The second TC is coming up for Villese, while the Gao just finished building the second TC and has a third TC foundation already laid down next to the wood, so all things being the same, the Gao should start pulling ahead in worker count. Especially as Villese is not really compelled to go for any extra fishing ships over here. The dock in the end is just going to be for the first 3 fishing ships and then a few navy units. And there's a 30C on the way for Villese, but it's gonna take some time to come up, especially as he's got only 2 villagers over here. He's bringing a few more. And up in the north, we see that the Gao already managed to get the 30C up. So once again, the Bull player should be able to start getting ahead. Once he does, the military that I am expecting to see from the Gao will be mainly camels in the Imperial Age, pikemen, of course, halberdier, and skirmishers as well. Basically what you expect to see from Byzantines. Meanwhile, Berbers on the other hand, Berbers do get a 20% discount on stable units in the Imperial Age compared to 25% cheaper from Byzantines, for the camels that is. But the problem is that Byzantines do not really get bloodlines, while Villese does get bloodlines with his camels. So on paper, the units will be stronger for the buck, I think, for Villese compared to the Gao. As a matter of fact, I think it might be actually kind of equal. We'll see. Regardless, oh, what big man! Oh! The demo shot over there! The Gao was not paying attention in Villese. About halves the military from the Gao, and boy, that was great. Now these crossbows are not great in numbers anymore, not even close. Yeah, they're getting completely wiped up. There's a siege workshop coming in forward for Villese as well, so he's trying to get momentum. He's trying to build momentum out of this. Arms to the back for the Gao. Chief Knights with +2 and Bloodlines is very strong. Yes, sir. Villese is coming in. Well, the Gao does have good monks, good monasteries to potentially take advantage of. He's got just the 1 monastery, so monk production is not particularly strong. And then he's got how many stables actually? Does he have a stable at all? I don't think. The Gao's got a stable, so you cannot really go for the cheaper camels. Well, in the Castle Age, 25% cheaper camels compared to 15% cheaper knights should favor the camels quite a lot, even without bloodlines. But yeah, the Gao doesn't really have the means to go for it right now in terms of infrastructure. There are simply no stables. you are. Villese gets pushed back. Dogao is holding on for the time being. But Vilese's pressure over here just keeps on getting stronger and stronger. Dogao, well, he's gonna struggle. He's gonna struggle to defend himself. He did manage though to get extra villagers over here compared to Villese. That's, you know, by virtue of getting the TCs up earlier, as we were mentioning earlier as well. But it's still not going to be enough for him to get a substantial lead over here. Now let's take a look. There's one conversion coming up over here against the Gao's Knights, and then the Monk goes down. It's still gonna be cost effective for the Monk, but it's just the one unit converted, and Villese still has significantly more Knights left over here. As you're saying, just to getting redemption over here would be really good, as the guy will be able to target the Mountains as well, and that's one thing that's been really putting way too much pressure from Villese. There is a Mountain coming out over here from the Bull player, but he's only able to trade for one. Now he does get another Mountain down with the crossbows, and he's going to go after the third Mountain, and he cleans up all the Mountains, but Villese still has a lot of Knights left over here. The guy has to bail towards the TC, and he cannot really use the crosses anymore. So here comes Villese. He's spreading his army up. He's trying to go right after the villagers up in the north, on the right hand side as well. The quick balls are coming in from the Gao for sure, just in time. And Villese still keeps trying to find an opening. He's got the ram coming in forward as well. Well, he ended up getting cleaned up in the north. He did end up idling a lot of the Gao's villages, and if you take a look, 25 other villages for the Gao is quite substantial. 5-man upgrades here for the Gao, so that should help quite a bit against the Knights, as the monks were not strong enough in the numbers that the Gao was handling before. However, Vilese's push is only going to get stronger from here. If you take a look at the resources, Vilese's got almost enough to click out to the Imperial Age, while the Gao not even close. At the very least though, for the Bull player, he will get a discount to go up if he needs to. But as of this point right now, Villese is looking great. Well, I love this game too, man. And with a tournament like this, it's pretty hard not to get excited. Oh boy, and they've done a great job. They've done a great job with the set and all the production as well. Yeah, the Pikeman is going to help against the Knights for sure, and it should honestly be pretty good against the Knights and Manonels as well. He doesn't really have much of anything other than just Knights over here, so he's gonna have to bail, and he tried to get the castle up. He couldn't do it. Big manga shot. Manonel's going to give him the opportunity to keep on pursuing the castle once again. However, the Gao is getting the castle up over here for sure, no matter what. The thing that's really favoring Villese right now is just the Imperial Age. If he does manage to get the castle up, it doesn't matter if it's later. But if he manages to get the castle up before the Gao manages to get to the Imperial Age, that means that Villese gets access to trebuchets. But right now, the Gao managed to get enough to push Villese away, and Villese is not interested in finishing the castle up at all. Instead, he's going for the castle back home. I do like this decision making, because if he had just tried to salvage this castle for later, then it would have delayed him so much. Instead of going for the castle right away in front of his DC or in front of his base, means that he'll be able to start pumping trebuchets right away. Well, the Gao is only now gonna find enough resources to click up to the Imperial Age, and by finding resources, I mean abusing the crap out of the market. Let's see if Villese can land another good demo shot over here. Doesn't seem like it's gonna happen just yet. Yeah, Vilese's got more galley upgrade on the way, so that's gonna turn the demolition rats into demolition ships. Here we go. Villese is up, but he's not going for any trebuchets over here. He's just trying to make sure he gets strong army first. We'll see. Yeah, that was not good from Villese. Yeah, and I'm pretty sure the red player knows about the castle over here when trying to build his own, right? Yeah, he saw it. He's not going for it just yet. Or he's not going after it just yet, that is. Oh, oh! Oh, oh! That was not good. That was so close, but it was not good. Yeah, that... Oh, man, that was wasteful. Second castle for Villese is coming up on the left-hand side, while the Gauss is coming up on the left-hand side as well. The Gauss a little bit further forward, though. He does have the castle kind of closer to the center of the map. And Villese, I'm so confused about him not going for traps at all. I guess he doesn't see the point of going for it if he cannot defend it. But it's kind of unfortunate because it's cost him the lead that he had. Now the guy's in the Imperial Age as well, and he can go for his own trebuchets, can potentially go for bombard cannons as well. And Villese, well, Villese did make a play for... Yeah, that was not the best shot. Did make a play for camel archers, but then he stopped for quite a while, and then he made a transition into cavalier. Now he's back to camel archers. It seems like Villese is kind of undecided as to what to go for. While the guy, on the other hand, he's got halberdier. He's got arbalesters as well, and yeah, once again, the guy is going to have even cheaper camels with 25% discount. All of that combined can be just so strong from the Byzantines. Definitely a late game powerhouse. And Villese, well, with Berbers, it's gonna be good, but it's not. I wouldn't say that it's quite at the level of the Byzantines. So I'm liking the Gauss position from this point onwards much better. Since when does Red Bull allow others to stream the tournament since Red Bull Wololo Legacy? I assume yes. Basically, it's open streaming for this one. Vilese's got Caswa coming up right now to increase production speed. He's got conscription coming up, so that's going to make the castles produce camel archers pretty quickly. Given the fact that he's got only 2, I guess it does make sense, and he's been queuing quite a few camel archers. But then the Gauss get chemistry. He's got leather archer armor on the way. He should very easily be able to go for elite skirmishers over here and hold on. At the very least against camel archers. Here are the demo ships. Not doing much of anything. And Villese. Yeah, not really taking too much damage here. To speak up. Beautiful. Trebuchet going down to the cannon galleon. Fantastic water control used from Villese. The cannon galleon is something we always talk about, but we rarely ever see. And now you got it. And it's quite effective. He's able to take the trebuchets down. Now he takes the rest down with the cavalier, the camel archers. He's coming in. Dogao instead, he's finally making the transition to skirmishers, but it's taking a while. Villese has been able to catch up in population for the most part. Well, just a few minutes ago, the guy was so much higher in terms of population. So it's been pretty good. Gold management will decide on this game, I think. Well, the good thing about the guy is that he doesn't really need gold. With Byzantines, not too much, and Berbers, I guess, they are pretty cheap to work with as well, but they are already making a transition into light cavalry and potentially Hussar once they get enough resources. So Vilese's got the raids going over here, and he's doing really well. While Dogao, on the other hand, Dogao does not have any raids. Instead, he's got one laser focus push going on at the center of the map with the arbalesters, skirmishers, halberdier, and the trebuchet. So he's taking a TC down. If he can keep on moving forward and plowing through the defenses, barreling through the defenses of Villese, this is going to be significantly more harmful for Villese, the Gauss push, than Vilese's raids around the Gauss economy instead. For the time being though, Villese is able to defend himself really well. Taking the trebuchet down, getting most of the units down over here. And then on the left hand side, dogao is going to try and make a play as he's getting pushed back on the right hand side. Now we see a castle on the left coming up from dogao. Halberdier coming up for the Bull player. Pretty heavily. He's gonna try and make a play for Hazard himself as well. He's got the light cavalry upgrade on the way. Husbandry. Scale bar than armor. Here we go. Beautiful. Yeah, the guys push on the right hand side once again. Not really getting past the first castle of Villese, and then on the left hand side, seems like he'll probably end up getting taken down over here. To be fair, he does manage to get the second trebuchet out, so even if he does lose the castle over here, as long as he keeps the halberdier at hand, he might be able to unpack the trebuchets himself and take this castle down. It's really important for the dogao to try and go after the castles, as Villese has been, you know, relying on them for defenses so much. And now as we see a transition into full cavalry raid from both players, the castles will be extremely instrumental. There's the third castle on the way for Villese on the left hand side. This is good though. The guy should be able to get the castle down, and Villese realizes, he's like, nope. Nope's the crap out of there. Churches were coming up right next to the castle range. So now the guy's gonna have to go after the next castle instead. Yeah, he's finally got into the position I wanted to see him in. He's got the halberdier the same position as the trebuchet. He's got plus a few villages over here to keep the trebuchet safe too, high HP. And now it's about time for him to start making a play for this castle. We'll see. Villese on the other hand, he's got the Hazard over here. Very important for the god to take care of the Hazard over there with the halberdier. He's bringing them back, but it doesn't seem like it's going to be fast enough as Villese is going after the first trebuchet. The second and the third trebuchets do crumble as well. And that's 1,200 resources down the drain from the dogao. And Villese survives on the left-hand side yet again. The dogao cannot catch a break. He cannot find an opening. The raids do not seem to be working out too well for the dogao either. And even though he is still ahead in overall population, you know, it's pretty even from both players. There's only a 10 population lead for the dogao currently. He's only now going for chain bar than armor, so no wonder his cavalry melted to beat his defenses. Were any of the previous matches as good as this one? I would say the previous one. Yes, the fourth one. It was pretty good. Yeah, and the first one was actually pretty interesting as well. Daniel versus Lee, it was really good as well. Here we go, once again, the dogao. Is the third time gonna be the charm for him? Doesn't seem so once again. Here comes Villese with a Hazard taking the trebuchets down right away. Again! Plus, he still has the bombard cannon, or actually the cannon galleon, sorry, in the water, so he's going after the castle right now, and there is no way for the dogao to defend against this other than just trying to target the cannon galleon with trebuchets himself. Pushback is happening. The players at 200 population or close to it. Dogao's kind of crumbling a little bit. This has been a pretty good game so far. Probably couldn't expect any less from players doing so well during the open matches, and it's just going to keep on getting better and better, closer and closer. Whoever wins over here will move on to the quarterfinals already. Whoever loses will have to play the decider matches tomorrow. And once again, for the third time, fourth time even, Villese goes and takes the trebuchets down from the dogao. He's coming in once again, and the dogao simply cannot stop this. Finally, he's got enough halberdier to clean up the hussar before the trebuchets go down, but he did end up losing one already. And it seems like this castle's going down for sure, as the dogao simply does not have enough villagers over here to repair that. And now the focus of the game has transitioned over to the left-hand side. The right-hand side, we will see some hussar coming forward from Villese and some stables forward from the dogao come up as well, but no production from the dogao. Villese is unable to do much of anything over here. The dagoa's quick walls are fantastic. And then on the left-hand side, yes, this is where most of the magic's going to happen. As you would say. Got staying up though. The dogao did manage to get one trebuchet down from Villese. Here we go. The raid's coming in from Villese on the right hand side, prompting the quick walls from the dogao, who gets away with those. Can still result in a lot of damage from Villese, as the castles will not be too far reaching. Now there's only TCs over here for the dogao to defend this economy with, and some halberdier, mind you. On the left hand side, well. 3 trebuchets over here from Villese targeting the castle versus 3 trebuchets from the dogao targeting the trebuchets. Who's coming out on top? I'll be expecting that to be Villese, but he doesn't die losing the first trebuchet. Beautiful raids from Villese on the back. The dogao realizes about this. We'll try to get us in the villages. We'll end up getting a little bit of idle villager time over there. While on the left hand side, well, yeah, Villese ends up getting pushed away. And the dogao is starting to come back, and you know what? He's got the raids coming in himself as well. Even though visitors do get hussar, they are not fully upgraded, and the dogao is just going to stick to light cavalry for the time being. Cannot really do too much damage over here, but he does manage to do just enough to get ahead in overall population. So now he's the one with momentum. He's the one going after the castle on the left hand side from Villese, and Villese does end up getting some stables down on the left hand side from the dogao, some sneaky stables, and we'll end up cleaning this up for sure. But you know what? We're still at about 50-50 in terms of map control. Villese keeps on putting pressure over here, and on paper, once again, when it comes down to cavalry, Villese civilization will have the stronger units, while the dogao will, with camels, technically, he does get access to cavalry for cheaper, but he does not have access to gold anymore. Camels are not going to be an option, and that's just going to mean light cavalry for the Byzantines and hussar for the Berbers. And even if we had hussar for the dogao, unfortunately without bloodlines, it seems will not be anywhere near as strong enough. Very nice push from the dogao on the left hand side. He was starting to catch up in score. Now Villese has managed to get ahead by quite a bit. We still have about 22 minutes before the game is potentially over. and go into whoever has the highest score. So we'll see what we get. Beautiful, a lot of extra Hazard on the way. This could be really good. From Villese, he's powering through the half of year with just Hazard. And dogao started to crumble, 177 population. Struggling to keep above 180. Villese shouldn't now get the castle down over here, although it's going to take quite some time. He's got just the one bar cannon, but he will bring the extra trebuchets in. And you know what? Villese does manage to sneak a few Hazard to the very back of the dogao space, forcing a little bit of extra idle villager time over there in dogao. Will dogao stabilize over here? Once again, it's just such a back and forth, just such a power tug. It's amazing, and the game is looking great. Yeah. You have a meeting, just you? Oh man. Well, I think if you just try to rewind the stream 2 minutes, it's going to leave you on the VOD, right? I'm just going to leave you on the VOD for this one, and then you can catch up from there, I guess. But there is going to be more to come, of course. This is the 5th out of 6 series that we have for the day. The next one coming up. I'm hoping it's going to be, at the very least, as good as this one. There's plenty left to go by. Fantastic. I would like for somebody to do hashtag viewers here and also on Red Bull's channel to see how many viewers are watching this series and how many viewers are watching the other series, and try to make an aggregate for the tournament so far. I think this is a really good time to try and gauge the overall viewership given the time zones of the usual Age of Empires audiences. Usually Americans, you know, it's going to be too early at the start of the tournament. And for Europeans, they're going to still be at work, so right now it's a little bit better for Europeans, I guess. Very nice push over here with a Hazard going right up against the skirmishers. The gal's still able to hold on just fine, though. Yeah, it's going back towards the hill. Let's take a look at this. Down the south, we'll see a little bit of a raid coming out from the gal. Doesn't seem like he was able to do too much. I think he managed to get 2 villagers though, only. Yeah. I talked to Happilies, and the stats on the spec dashboard per game are not accurate. There are about 40,000 total viewers. Holy crap though. Damn, boy. And this is just the first day. I'm really hoping both Age of Empires 2 and Age of Empires 4 do extremely well for the grand finals. I'll be watching both. And I'll be casting the Age of Empires 2 one. I'll be watching the Age of Empires 4 one. It's fantastic. I imagine though a fair bit of that's probably just duplicated people or duplicated viewers watching more than one stream at a time, because you want to keep up with what's going on, you know, throughout the entire bracket, not just the one from the stream you're watching. I'll be watching them live from the castle. That's great, RBs. Sounds fantastic. Is live viewing just for the final days? Or is it for all 4? I know that they had different ticket types. Anyway, yeah, the game is still pretty darn close. Even though the gal ended up losing the castle over here eventually, he did manage to get enough units out to prevent Villese from just barreling straight through over here freely and going in. one just next Saturday and Sunday for AA4. That's great. That's great. Here we are. We have extra sneaky stables coming in from the guy on the left hand side. Again, he already got spotted trying to get away with that before. I think Villese should have enough vision though. Yeah, he's going to realize about this. He might realize about it only after the third one comes up. So it might still be possible for the guy to get some damage done. Ever since Villese got the score lead over here, it's been pretty difficult for the guy to keep up. And we are only 11 minutes away from the game being over. And the victory going to whoever's got the highest score. So yeah, I think it probably will boil down to that. So there is no wonder the guy's just trying anything he can to get the game earlier, to try at the very least to catch up and score. It's not a massive difference. 1000 score can change in the split of a second. So the gas rate, I think it's got potential, especially as Villese does not seem to have realized about this despite having vision of the fourth stable. And this could be really good. The Gao will end up getting pushed away, pushed back over here a little bit, but if he's able to start getting the light cavalry out, he's gonna get the raids going, and that might be enough for him to offset for the score lead that Villese has got right now. There's another stable coming up. Oh, actually a siege workshop on the right hand side. A sneaky one. And here come the Hussar. The light cavalry actually. Villese took a little bit too long to realize about this. And now the guy might be able to come back, but once again, only 9 minutes left to go. And then it's going to go in favor of whoever's got the highest score. So the guy needs to get the raids going over here. He needs to get away with this. Doesn't seem like he can do it though. Here we are. Fantastic. Oh, both bombard cannons going down from the gal. So the bombard cannons from Villese, and here come the Hussar. It does not seem like the gal will have it go his way. The sneaky stables have not been strong enough, and that's certainly going to add to Vilese's score. Beautiful. So far, so good. On the right hand side, once again a little bit of raiding from the gal, but it's just not enough. He's unable to sustain this, or at the very least he's unable to do enough damage. Notice that Villese also has got a substantial amount of Hussar queued up. Want to spend your resources, and the gal doesn't really have the means to queue anywhere near as many units, so Vilese's score is also going to be affected by it. And while it used to be only 1000 higher score for Villese just a few minutes ago, now he's gone up to well over 2000 higher score, actually about 2300 higher score, which will be significantly harder for the guy to catch up for, especially as there's only 4 minutes and 50 seconds for him to do so. So it seems like the GG might come up over here about 3 minutes, 4 minutes from now, simply because the guy was unable to catch up. Right now the score lead is extended to 3,000 extra points for Villese, and he's just been taking the engagements over here because why wouldn't he? He's got the castle, he's getting a lot of units for free. He's got the Hussar, which are so much stronger compared to the light cavalry from the Gao. So the Bull players tried for dear life, and you know, if this wasn't on a time limit, this game could keep on going for quite a while, but until the players start struggling for wood, I guess. But as things are, it seems like Villese is certainly on his way to take game number 1. This is going to be the first one that comes down to score victory. Well, from the ones that I have seen so far, that is. What the heck is Villese's food bank plus his RQ? Yeah. I know, it's just the score booster 2000. That's what it is. Just a little thing that Villese devised to stay ahead. And even if the Gao ended up getting the castle down over here, it doesn't seem like it's going to matter too much. Right hand side, the Gao's got Halberdier trying to raid. That's certainly not going to be strong enough. Not at all. Take a look at the KD from Villese and realize just what goes on behind the score lead. Substantial score lead currently. Amazing. And that is the fight. Losing heaps of Hussar over here to the Halberdier. Doesn't seem to care. Also, notice that he does not replenish villagers. He's just gone down to 108, however many he had left after the raid from the Gao. And that will be enough for him to increase his population, his military population, which increases his score even further. But that would be the case anyway. Guys, as we inch closer and closer to an hour and 15 minutes, and the Gao cannot catch up. Surpassed Villese in score. Villese has managed to hold on to his 3,000 score lead. Game number 1 is going to go in favor of Villese. 2,000 Hussar and Q, yeah. This looks like a very Hera-esque game from Villese, but yeah, there we go. Wait, isn't it an hour and 15 minutes of... Oh yeah, there we go. And the Gao just loses. This is just by score, right? So an hour and 15 minutes into the game, the Gao does end up losing this game to Villese, who had a higher score, and the Gao was unable to catch up to. So 1-0 in favor of the Finnish player. We'll see what we get for game number 2, but let's go through the achievements first. What do we get? We have, for military, stronger KV for Villese by quite a lot, actually. A little bit higher than 4 to 3, while for economy instead, we'll see a stronger economy for Villese, collecting about 8,000 extra resources, while for society, well, there's also this. Extra villagers for Villese. He ended up taking the least losses over here compared to the Gao at the very least. That was only about 94 losses, I think, compared to the Gao, who ended up losing 130 villagers throughout the game. Huh. Let me take a look at APM over here really quickly. It was really close from both players. Only about 11% or so faster for Villese. Game number 2 then. We have Franks versus Tatars. Given the civilizations Villese had left, it makes sense for the Gao to go for Tatars. That means that he's going to have Mayans left for acclivity. It can still work out pretty well. After all, Tatars, they do get camels, which Franks might struggle against. And Franks, on the other hand, Franks are a good civilization over here. But the Gao's going to have Mayans left for acclivity, and Mayans are a top tier civilization on acclivity. At the very least, they are one of the most played ones, one of the most popular ones. So yeah, Frank's over here is the old school, the OG Arabia powerhouse, going to clutch it up for game number 2 over here and give Villese the second victory. He needs to claim the series over here and move on to the quarterfinals already. Or is it going to give, is the Gal civilization going to give him the chance to go for a decider matchup tomorrow? Actually, not even that. Losing the series means that they are going to go for a decider series tomorrow. So is the Gal civilization going to give him the chance of winning the winners matchup over here and moving on to the quarterfinals right away? Guess we are going to find out. For the time being, and as you expect to see, Villese is going for scouts. He's gotten the stable up, and the Gal instead, he does have an archer range up. He could have gone for the stable as well. We have seen Tartars also go for scouts. However, against Franks, it's kind of difficult because from the very beginning, and kind of similar to Magyars, the stats for the Frankish cavalry is so much stronger because he does get 20% extra HP for free. Unlike Magyars, they do get blacksmith upgrades for free, but the attack ones, right? But it's still good for Villese and very difficult for the Gao to just make a play for scouts over here, because the Gao will need to go for bloodline and pay extra in order to surpass the stats of Villese's unit. So it's understandable for him to go for archers. Unfortunately though, it means he doesn't really have the mobility to go forward and put pressure from the get-go, especially if Villese keeps on going for scouts. He could find some of the archers out in the open for the Gao if he is to send those forward and potentially take those down before they're ever able to get any damage done. Second archer range is on the way for the Gao. He does have a stable himself though. He's got scouts on the way. Interesting. Here we go. Beautiful. So far, the game is pretty even. Villese seems like he'll be the first player to get enough resources to go up to the castle age, although it doesn't seem like the Gao is trailing behind by too much. Especially as he keeps on going for archers for the most part, which are so cheap. Should be able to catch up, and he is doing so. So both players will end up going out to the castle age at about the same time, and this is probably as close as you can hope to see for a set over here. The Gao is pushing right now. He's got some momentum. He's going to get a villager down. Well done. Yeah, and you know, he's going to be on his way to the castle age very soon as well. Both players will. So while the Gao's got some momentum over here, this could indicate a fantastic second game for the Bull player and a potential full series for us. Another villager going down. Yes, sir! The gas momentum over here is great. Just gotta be sure. It's just gotta be careful not to take questionable trade. So he does keep the hill over here, the hill advantage, and he brings extra archers into the mix. And this might just be it, guys. This might just be it. He's going after the villagers and he's getting a lot of damage done. There's only 4 skirmishers over here, and Villese do not seem to be utilizing these too much. So that's 8 villagers down so far from Villese, and the Gaos get an incredible lead. Both players are going after the castle age, but the damage dealt by Blue's military is absolutely bonkers. And Villese does not call the GG, but he is left on 11 fewer villagers compared to the Gao. Wow! fantastic. There we go. Castle Age will be here faster earlier for Villese. But what can he get done with it? That's the question. He's got knights on the way. He's playing Franks. This is what you're expecting to see from Villese. We take a look at the amount of stables he's got. He's got 2, but he's got only 1 producing for whatever reason. Okay, there we go. It seems like he had just mismanaged the stables, but now he's doing it. Now he's producing from both at a time. Meanwhile, dogao does get to the Castle Age himself, and we see the crossbow upgrade coming in for the Bull player.
Hazır. Emrinizge mademem.
Maybe this is going back. Playing defensive over here does not seem like the right way to go about it. He got to the Castle Age earlier. If he had gone for extra TCs from the get-go and just tried to play for full economy, I would have understood that, because he did take some damage and he would have wanted to catch up and potentially even get a lead in economy. But he's not done it, and you know what? Now dogao's the first player to add an extra TC. He's ahead both in military and economy, and you know how bad that is. It's certainly not something you want to see at all. There we go. Beautiful. Great mango shot. If he doesn't just cause the GG right there. In the end, he does end up getting an alright trade over here, I guess, but he was on the back foot and he realizes. It's interesting the moment he chooses to call it though, but that's going to equalize the series over here and we'll get a series decider for game number 3. Let's take a look at the achievements then. What do we get? Well, very nice KD for dogao. Better than 7-5. For economy, a stronger economy for dogao as well. Collecting well over 1,000 extra resources over here. Was a really well played game from dogao for the most part. Taking a look at society as well, we see a stronger worker count for dogao towards the end of the game, but also a higher villager max count. He did not lose a single villager throughout the game. Meanwhile, Villese ended up losing 9. That is a significant amount. That is not a trivial amount of villas to lose for Villese. So let's just go back and wait for game number 3. Game number 3 then for the decider, and dogao is playing Cumans and Villese is playing Dravidians. Completely missed the prediction. And by the way, should update this. This is not the opening match anymore. This is the winner. A winner's match. So, Villese with Dravidians. We talked about the civilization before. They will benefit from starting with extra wood on Empire Wars on different game modes. They're just going to get 200 additional wood upon reaching a new age. So over here it makes sense, you already start in the feudal age. In addition to that, we also get for Cumans, for Dravidians, sorry, bunch of extra stuff. But the 200 additional wood is going to come in quite nicely. You also get a discount on Barris upgrade. I don't think many of the other bonuses are going to be too relevant over here. The guy, on the other hand, with humans, he could potentially go for a second TC. He's not gone for one just yet. Instead, he's utilizing the 75 wood discount on archer ranges and stables to go for 2 archer ranges right away. So both players are able to go for the same thing, and you can see the military count over here is pretty close. Good in control for dogao, prevents the scout from going down for free. Not really for free, he did chunk a lot of HP of the archer, but he wouldn't have completely traded over there. This makes a lot of sense though, right? You can just wall up and boom here. Well, you can try, both players are going for it. That's for sure. So there is definitely the intention, and that's one villager going down. First blood. This game, as the dogao is looking very strong, Villese. He's gonna have to clutch it up. He gets the quick walls up over there. And now he's coming in. And he might be able to get a villager over there, not quite. He's gotta be careful, as the dogao's got a lot of defensive units over here, but Villese is bringing additional units into the mix as well. Overall, it's going to be favoring the dogao in terms of HP pool and military count over here, even when discounting the villager, obviously. Now Vilese's extra units will bring the HP pool a little bit higher for him, but the military count is not quite as good, which means that the dogao is effectively going to do more damage per group shot compared to Villese. The guy's getting a little bit of momentum. Here we go. Fantastic, fantastic unit control over here from both players. They are trading pretty evenly. In the end, Villese bails over here. Does not really want to take the engagement against the dogao's units because of the hill advantage over there. So Villese is just going back. But it's fine. From this point, both players have reached kind of a stronghold over here where it's just going to be a matter of making a play for the castle age, as opposed to going for any extra field of pressure, because it's unlikely anybody's going to be able to achieve much of anything. But players already have very close to enough resources to go up to the next stage as well. So that should very much be the case. Good in control. Villese doesn't have taken the archers down. Getting ahead of military count compared to the dogao, and clicking up to the castle age a little bit earlier compared to the dogao as well. Well done. Can he hold on over here? He can't. So he bails. The decision making from Villese has been really solid this game so far. Not taking too many risks over here. He's roamed around only when he knew there were stray units from the dogao to clean those up, and that's allowed him to kind of get ahead a little bit. To be fair, he did fall behind in worker count a lot. He did get over a minute of idle TC time, while the dogao's got only 11 seconds. It's about 59 seconds of a difference over here in idle TC time between both players, favoring Villese. Favoring dogao, sorry. But still, Villese with a head start, he's getting to the castle age. You gotta wonder, he sold the stone, he's not thinking of going for any extra TC. It's gotta be for full pressure, and given the fact he's playing with Dravidians, well, what is the plan going to be over here? It seems to me like it's probably just going to be full archer, right? He's got double archer ranges, 2 archers coming out, double archer production coming up, some skirmishes over here. Remember as well that we have faster attacking units for Dravidians. Yeah. Yeah. We'll see if Villese can compensate for that. Now, he's gotten to the Castle Age, and he's got the Crossman upgrade and Elite Skirmisher upgrades both coming up side by side right away. It doesn't seem like the guy will be able to do much of anything over here. They're in the quick walls, right? So after the walls go down, the guy's gonna be in a world of trouble unless he brings everything back to defend himself. And he's bringing the units back. He's going for knights right now as well. Or goes for a defensive siege workshop, which could also be really good. However, he's opted to go for a second TC instead. As the humans, you're usually expecting the players to go for the second TC either in the Fuel Age or as they go up to the Castle Age. But this is very interesting to see. Regardless though, the skirmishers from Villese, they are completely clapping and dogao calls it GG! As the second TC comes up, his army gets destroyed and he does not want to keep on going anymore, so Villese will take game number 3 and get the series with a final score of 2-1. Well played. Let's go through the achievements as usual. What do we get? Military, there is a stronger KD for Villese. About 11 to 10 KD overall. For the economy instead, we have a stronger economy for Villese, collecting over 600 extra resources, 619 extra resources. While for society, well, the Gao is actually ahead in work account that he might have been able to get ahead in economy, right? Premature GG, maybe. I think he definitely could have kept on going, 100%. I am not 100% sure what is exactly the reason behind the GG in terms of what the reasoning was, because you can find many reasons individually, like he was behind the military. Villese had momentum over here. The fact that this was the only gold that the Gao had available, right? So Villese pushing him away from here without the guy being able to go for the TC over there or going for a tower or something means that he does not have access to gold. So there are multiple individual things. I think it was probably just an aggregate of everything, and the guy realizing that without access to gold over here, he can go for knights. The skirmishers that he can go for are not as good as Villese's skirmishers, so it's kind of leaving him without any options, right? The only thing that I guess he could have kept on going for would be just economy, just going for extra villages, but without access to gold, it's kind of rough. He could have tried to go for some of the golds on the back, like this one, which he just spotted. But unless you're able to go for a TC over there, it's kind of exposed economy as well. So I guess it makes sense. He definitely could have kept on going, but it's not like necessarily premature. I think it's an acceptable time to call the GG. So to say, let's go back.